All right, guys, we're back for another awesome episode of MMA Weekly. We apologize. There's been a lot going on in the world. We have a celebrity on the team who's been in different countries and dealing with a lot of ultra cool stuff. And
who's been in different countries?
Hey. Me. Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson this weekend. John Jones versus Stipe Miocic. It's going to be crazy. We're going to enjoy. I'm excited about the fights. I'm about to head to Dallas in 3.5 hours. So let's run the podcast. Let's do this. I'm excited. And here I am. I have 3 hours of sleep in me and I'm good to go.
Before we get into it, something important happened last week.
What?
We have a new president.
Oh, yeah. That's crazy.
I have the coin in my car. Oh, my God.
You know, who did that? Looks more like Biden.
No.
Actually.
No, look at it.
Well, when I watched the TikTok, the flip was him, like, somebody gave him a cowboy hat, and
Why
he was like, no way.
Ear?
Boom, and he puts it on, and then it switches to the shirt, and the switch really made me believe I want this shirt, and now I have it.
That was a bad AI job.
This is good.
Looks like
I think it looks
Biden.
good.
Thank you. This is what I'm wearing to the White House to hang out with him.
What did you think of when he took the stage after it was known he was going to win, and there's Dana White right there to the right of him? Wasn't that freaking crazy?
Yeah, I mean, we heard firsthand from Blake at the private event about some of the behind the scenes. I had to leave early because I had to pick Luis up from the airport, but can you speak on that? Are we allowed to talk about that?
Yeah, I think that we can talk a little bit about it. So one of our friends, Blake Wynn, was on the political trail, and he works a lot with Donald. So in all the pictures that you see, where it's Donald Trump at the table and Elon Musk and Dana White, Blake Wynn is actually right next to them. So in some of the pictures, you catch a glimpse of him. But we went to his party here in Vegas on a day.
Yeah,
we went
one
on
of the
a day.
days.
It was one of the days. I don't know. And he told us all about it. I don't know how much. I'm pretty sure all of it can be talked about. I saw people posting about it.
Yeah.
But Blake Wynn was the one. Blake Wynn and his friend, whose name I'm currently forgetting, came up with the garbage truck gimmick.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and apparently the older people on the team were like, we don't really want you to do that. But, you know, you got to be in touch with the younger demographic as well. And so they ended up doing it, and it was massive. Got 2 billion views on that one video.
Huge.
So perfect.
Yeah.
That's why you need content creators and younger minds on your team.
We're talking about the garbage thing. You could almost make the case that Tony Hinchcliffe got Trump elected.
Yes, and if he didn't get elected, you can make the case in the opposite. So good thing he
Either
did.
way, the coin landed on the right side for Tony.
You know that he's at home right now, like, oh, thank God. Oh my God.
Thank God.
If it wasn't for him and that comment, Biden never would have said the garbage comment.
100%.
Yeah.
No.
It was cool to, be in the room with Blake, and just hear the behind the scenes stories about, him getting some text messages about certain swing states and things that were won. And, just knowing somebody and knowing they were sitting next to the new president and Dana White, Elon, while this was all happening at Mar-a-Lago it's cool. Those are the rooms you want to be in. You want to, if you're trying to become someone or be around the right people, I would say, that's the room you want to be in. It was cool. A lot of cigar smoke, but it was a good time.
100%.
Did he know when they knew? Did he tell you, was he there?
He said he knew before.
Apparently, Blake, because Blake Wynn is very connected, obviously, from the Wynn family. They own some of the casinos on the Strip, such as the Wynn, right? And he actually had said he was keeping tabs on it because he really wanted to be the first one to tell Donald Trump, hey, it looks like you're winning the state. You're going to be the president. And he said that he was paying attention. He saw that he was winning the state, and he goes,
Which state was it?
Pennsylvania, I think.
Pennsylvania.
Okay, so that was when they knew.
I think it was like
Yeah,
Wyoming.
he's like, oh, you won it. He's winning Pennsylvania, and he turned to Trump, and he's like, congrats, you're going to be the new president. And Donald Trump apparently didn't really believe him. He's like, well, why would you know more than Elon Musk, who's also sitting next to me?
Is that what he said?
That's apparently what he said. And then he turns to Elon, and he's like, Blake Wynn is telling me this. And Elon Musk was like, yeah, I knew that about 10 minutes ago.
Yeah, I'm going. Blake was saying that in front of Donald Trump while they were waiting to find out, if they were going to win or not, there was a big steak. They were, obviously they were sitting down and
It's a good story.
Yeah, so he said that steak sat in front of Trump for 45, 50 minutes and he didn't touch it. And he said when I saw Donald start eating his steak, I knew that it clicked in his head that he won the election.
Probably super anxious, right? Waiting for the results. He's like, I can't, when you got food in front of you, you're just like, man, I'm not even hungry yet. Oh, I'm going to win? All right, everything's cool. He starts eating, and that's when Blake was like, I knew it had sank in. It was pretty cool.
Let me ask, because you've been in the content where I'm a little older and I'm newer to this. I personally think, and I could be wrong, popular vote was over 3, almost 4 million that he won. But I do believe that Dana White, the Nelk Boys, Theo Von, Joe Rogan, all the podcasts, and that whole demographic really won the election for Donald Trump. Do you think it had that much of an impact?
I think it has a massive impact, especially on people 30 or younger. 1,000,000%. That you're getting hundreds of millions of views on this content. They're being exposed to the actual person, Donald Trump. It's not a 3-minute interview. It's 3-hour interviews, right? So I think that you really get a better feeling of who he is and all that. And, speaking on this, I also want to kind of, because I understand that Trump can be divisive for certain people. There's people who don't like his personality or whatever it is. I understand that. I'm not. That doesn't fly by me. So what I think is very cool is that having him on those extended podcasts and all that really gives so many people an idea that I've heard this numerous times. I've heard this from my friends who voted for Kamala or who are left leaning. They're like, I did watch some of the podcasts, and I have to say that after seeing the popular vote and all that, I can't believe that half the country is just super racist, or they're like, maybe there is something more to Trump than what I've heard. And I've had a friend tell me, and I've had multiple friends tell me, maybe I am in somewhat of a echo chamber or a bubble. And after watching the Trump podcast, maybe there is more that I should look at. And I was like, I think that's a high sign of intelligence, because I try to do the same thing. I try to watch both sides a lot, and I'm on the internet all day. So I've watched everything on Kamala. I've watched everything on Trump. And I just feel that Trump is a clearly better choice. And he also assembled the Avengers of the political sphere, right? With him and Tulsi and RFK and Elon and Dana.
Yeah.
It's just so crazy. He really assembled a crazy team. So, but I think that's a high sign of intelligence for my left-leaning friends to be like, I don't think that half of America actually hates my guts. Maybe there is something here that I was missing. I think that's cool.
There's a lot of baby boomers that they've been watching, maybe their parents aren't around anymore because now they're the grandparent, but they grew up watching CNN. I went to college in San Francisco, and I had a lot of LGBTQ friends, trans friends, gay friends. I used to cut hair. And in that little echo chamber, they don't really step outside, like you were saying. They're kind of stuck. And one person I know intimately is my mother-in-law. She's been in Northern California in Napa her entire life since she was 7. She moved from Ohio. And lately, my wife has been posting things that the woke left have been, spewing to America. My wife will she'll just go on Facebook and comment something that they said. For one, she said, "Oh my God, they're going to put Aunt Jemima back on the syrup bottle." And my mother-in-law commented, "Oh my God, why did they take it off?" And my wife's like, "Well, it was your woke left leaning liberals that said that it was racist to have her on there. Not let's be proud of an African American woman who's being broadcasted around the country, that someone we can love and makes us think of home and breakfast." They made that a racist thing. So she didn't even know. There's so many things that the older generation, like you said, they have no idea. I've had it before because I'm a white male, I'm a veteran, I'm tatted up. People just assume that I'm throwing Trump hats at people out my window. But I've always kind of been.
Well, that's why I like you.
Yeah. I got to be honest. I was in San Francisco filming a commercial for film school the day that we found out that Joe Biden won. And I remember we had literally we had to wrap up because all the horns were getting beeped, and there was little white girls running around with champagne screaming. Everyone was super excited, and it felt good to see so much love at least in that little city, because everybody was all for Joe Biden. And at the time, I didn't care. I was like, I'm American. I'm going to support whoever. I've literally never voted until this election, ever.
Oh, me too.
38 years.
Yeah, never voted in my life until this election.
Yeah, and it wasn't that I'm a crazy Trumper or MAGA guy. It was just I have kids, and people have become so full of hate, and they've got so blind on the values and the Constitution and the freedoms that we have in this country that for the first time in almost 40 years, I said, I got to go vote, especially being in a swing state like Nevada, which we did win, right? Yeah, we
won, but
Sam Brown
lost. He lost.
Oh, okay.
Which I don't understand how the senator loses.
Yeah.
But
so it was just, it's interesting. I mean, I served under Bush. I was in Iraq on a deployment when Obama won. I remember being in the DFAC at like 8 a.m, finding out. And then I was under Trump when I was with the DOD. And then obviously I've been a civilian, now, but it's so, turn your phones off, turn your internet off for a couple weeks, take a breather. Who cares really who's in office? If it's affecting your personal life, your family relationships, I see people saying my parents can never see their grandkids again.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It's just so much craziness. We all just gotta, 9/11 was one of the worst, if not the worst days in our history of our country. And there were American flags being flown around Hollywood. And we all came together. I feel like we need to get back to that. I don't know if Trump's the one to do it. But.
And you know what? And that's kind of why I brought up like my friends that are like, I have extremely left-leaning friends that literally hate Trump. Think like he's the H word, I yell so loud that I blow out the mic sometimes.
Oh, okay.
But I have a lot of friends that think that Trump is literally like the H word. I don't know if we can say it on YouTube. The H word meaning the
Hitler?
guy. Yes. Yeah, bleep that out if it gets us canceled. But
I speak German.
I'm hoping that
Last name's
cancel world is ending here soon.
Yeah.
But you never know with YouTube.
Oh my god.
So you have friends
I have friends that are like that. So for me, and that's why I kind of brought it up because I love all my friends, whoever they voted for, and I think that a lot of people, a lot of my friends that think that Trump is the H word, would be like, if they just heard about a person who voted for Trump, they would be like, oh, they're probably not good people or they're whatever, but they all love me and I love them back. So it's kind of cool to hear them say that they're more open to hearing about it. I like that. And I think that I kind of touch on that point, just say, yeah, we're all Americans, bro. You can sit and talk with us. Nobody, unless you're talking to somebody who's extreme left or extreme right, everybody else pretty much agrees on everything, It's just like who you pick or what media you're consuming,
I think a lot of the people in this country, they don't have any idea how bad it is outside of this country in third world, like war torn. I mean, I've been to Iraq where I've seen literally children with no shoes, no clothes. I remember one time we gave out some lotion to a family in like Qadisiyah. It was like north of Tikrit where we were. They didn't even know what the lotion was. They started to eat it. Like they had never seen tampons. I remember a little girl with like her eyes were kind of closed, and we helped get her glasses. Baby girl, no clothes, living in a mud hut with no bed, no air conditioning, no real food, suffering, and they are the happiest people I've ever met.
Yeah.
And they have nothing. I remember. And get me a little emotional. There was I was 21 in Iraq. I turned 21 over there, and there was every time I went on patrol, we'd like to stop at this mud hut before we went to the city to crit and kind of give out some care packages. And I remember some kid. He had to be my exact age. Another guy, eye to eye. He came up. He had like a ripped up shirt, like some like little shorts, and just barefoot with nothing. And I remember seeing this kid over and over as we went on patrols. And I remember getting a care package, and we stopped one day and I gave him like t-shirts and shoes, and he cried like hysterically, hugging me because he had never had a pair of shoes before. And we're in this country killing each other and spewing hate because we're voting for someone else. Like, we have to just realize how beautiful America really is, because I've seen it firsthand. Where you have to wear body armor to go outside, and it still may not matter. You still may die. Like kids are getting blown up at school because of, look what's going on in other countries right now, So, yeah, I like that we can kind of show people that have a different, like, political view, like, hey, I still love you.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. I still got your back. We're all Americans. But people that don't love each other right now is Jake Paul and Mike Tyson.
yeah, right, bro. I'm so excited for this fight. And when is this? This is gonna drop, obviously, like tomorrow, or the next day, or whatever, right?
Yeah.
So as of right now, it is the fight week for Jake Paul and Mike Tyson. I actually personally, I'll show you guys this on camera. I didn't send it to you over here, but I'm gonna show. I just did mini Mike Tyson versus mini Jake Paul, which is hilarious. We did it out here in Las Vegas. It was nothing but the appetizer for Jake Paul and Mike Tyson. Hilarious. Great
Oh,
guys.
and you were the ref.
And I was the ref. Pretty cool. Hilarious, guys. I just want to show you that. I thought it was a funny moment to add in here. These guys are great. We're going to do some more stuff with them. Maybe I could connect them with actual Mike and Jake and maybe do something that's so funny. I was like, I've been showing my friends, I'm like, yeah, Mike and Jake both cut a lot of weight for this fight.
They lost 16 inches.
They look pretty buff.
There's one thing that's been coming to my mind, and I love Mike Tyson, obviously from Brooklyn. My whole family's from Brooklyn. He was, is the GOAT. We all grew up watching him. I got a question for both of you guys. Do you, like I see Jake Paul, he's a massive, his skill set over the last 4 years is ridiculous. Do you think that he would fight Tyson if Tyson was the same age as him?
Hell no.
I mean, do I think that, like, if we could go back in time and take Mike Tyson from, 1996 and have him fight Jake, right? I don't think that Jake would win that, no. But I do think that Jake might be crazy enough to accept that fight. And also for the publicity, at that time, who cares? Whether you win or lose, it's still a massive fight.
Is he asking any real boxer at his age in their prime to do that? No.
Well, he fought Tommy Fury, yeah.
Well,
I got to give it to Jake,
somebody
though.
on the level of at the top of the game.
I watched this interview, and I had anxiety watching it. I kept thinking, is Tyson going to flip out? And then
Mike's scary, right? He's getting into the scary Iron Mike mode.
Yes.
He's just laughing, and he's cool, calm, and collected, which kind of makes it even more. Because in his head, he's like, this kid has no idea.
Yeah.
But then I look at Jake, and Jake's a big boy. Like, his legs are he's the same size as Tyson. He hits, I don't know how it's going to go. I honestly, if I had to bet, if I had to go over to Red Rock or Durango and throw $2 on a bet, I would say Tyson TKO or KO in the first round, or Jake by decision.
I'd give Tyson at least 2 rounds to get that done.
Yeah, I think that Tyson has
2 or 3.
No, but if I had to call
rounds.
when I thought it was going to happen, if he's going to knock out Jake, I think it's going to be in the first round.
Okay.
If it happens.
After the 3rd round, it's
all
Jake's
Jake.
game.
Yeah, I think that Jake finishes him by TKO in the late rounds.
How many rounds?
8 rounds. So I think that Jake finishes him in the late rounds, or Mike wins in the first couple rounds. That's, and I know that's an easy
It'll be by body shot.
Answer.
Be a body shot that cripples him.
Is it crazy that Mike Tyson is 60 and is in better shape than Jake by seemingly a lot?
Do you think he's in better shape?
Yeah.
Yes.
I think aesthetically, Jake could be at the top of his game, but just Mike Tyson's a different animal. If an alien came down right now and said, "Give me one of your top performing humans," they would just take Mike.
Yeah,
they'd be like,
definitely.
"Okay."
Yeah, but his. Yeah, I don't know.
Are they drug testing? Did you hear about that? Because there's no way he's 58 and not on some type of TRT.
Maybe he's just built different, bro. We all actually do agree that he's built different, but also I don't know. I thought that he was on TRT.
I hope they both are.
They both. I think I'm one of the big proponents for massive steroid use in combat sports.
I want the best.
I want the
that
best.
They can be.
I want Alistair Overeem versus Brock Lesnar in 2011 again, all the time.
I mean, think about baseball.
Vitor every day.
That's what I want. It's more exciting, and also we're asking them to do extraordinary things. We should give them extraordinary
And
support.
testosterone protects the brain. It's good for brain health.
See, everybody should be on team.
Think about baseball back in the day. The best year for home runs ever. Every guy that got tested was on, some type of steroid.
And now baseball's boring.
I know.
Put them all back on steroids.
We want the McGuire, Sammy Sosa days.
Yeah,
That's what I'm talking about.
That's what we want.
We want big head. What was that? Who was the Giants guy? I can't even.
Andre the Giant.
No, the big head baseball player that was always knocking the home runs. He
Oh,
grew the
Barry
head
Bonds?
Barry Bonds from
Barry
the
Bonds.
HGH.
Yeah.
I can't believe I forgot his name.
I just like Andre the Giant.
Can you explain before we get off of this? Like, Jake has said that he's going to make $40 million, and I think Mike's going to make $20 million. Where does that money come from? The subscribers to Netflix?
For Mike. I believe it's 60 for Mike because I saw the 20 thing, but all I've heard this whole time is that Mike's getting like 60.
Where do they?
Mike's not going to do it for less
No,
than Jake.
and Mike has such massive amounts of money right now, and also we don't know about the behind the scenes deal as well.
Yeah,
all that money is coming from Netflix though, and then obviously on top of that they're going to have sponsors. I think that Mike's going to clear $100 million for the fight, and I think Jake's going to probably do if he's getting 40 flat, he's got to be getting 80 from sponsors. Plus, you can't even. How do you even quantify that too? Because like his stake in Celsius, and then he's got the W product. The W product's gonna be sold even more. Like Celsius is gonna probably give him a bigger cut. Like there's just so much that you can't really add up. But this fight is a $100 million fight for both of them.
Is Prime going to be a part of the hydration drink for this fight?
I don't, because that's Logan's company and they've never really worked together on that, so I don't believe so.
Yeah, that's weird to me.
I know it is weird, but sibling rivalry to something.
Oh, me and my brother didn't talk for like 3 years once.
Yeah, it happens.
Yeah, I get it. All right, so
this is from MVP and Happy Punch hat tip. Oops.
Obviously, it would be the biggest moment in all of boxing history when I put this man to sleep.
He dreams a lot. This is not going to come true, young man.
I
That's
respect
scary.
your opinion, but it's just my time. The universe know it, the gods know it, I know it, and you're going to know it. Plain and simple.
Okay, for next week, you'll see. I think he thinks this is going to be a very easy night. It's not going to be an easy night.
Why does Mike Tyson win this fight?
Because I'm Mike Tyson.
You know, the gods have showed this to me. I'm going to be faster, stronger. He's not going to know where I'm coming from, and I'm
great imagination.
I'm truly going to show the world that I outboxed Mike Tyson.
I'm just ready.
I wish Jake shaved his head for this fight. He looks so much meaner.
Bro, I gotta say, that is scary. And Mike, you can see Mike like flipping a little bit in and out of like being friendly, but then like
Going dark.
Yeah, going a little dark. It's not gonna come true, young man.
He
It's
starts
scary.
looking at his ear.
Tyson said that he's not around his family.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm irritated. I'm mad. You know, he's starting to.
That's scary. I'm like, so I'm supposed to go out there, obviously. I don't know if I will be. I know I'm doing some stuff with the Paul team, but like, I don't know if I'll be talking to Mike or if he's even open to that type of stuff right now. I'm scared to even, if I got in the room to do a little like TikTok thing with him or a little interview or whatever, I'd be scared.
You better double leg him quick.
I'm scared. I'm going to hold the mic like this real far away so I don't intrude in his personal space.
Well, Joe Rogan said that after their second interview when he was training for his last fight, he had to extend he got a bigger table in his podcast room because he felt too close to Mike Tyson and it was scaring him for like 2 hours.
That's
hilarious.
That's horrifying.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'll be watching it for sure. Shout out
The whole world's going to be watching it. It's insane. What is it, like 600 million Netflix subscribers?
Yeah.
Some crazy number.
That's nuts. Oh, this guy's smoking cigarettes.
Oh yeah, this was funny. Carlos, what is it? Prats?
Prots. Yeah.
He won this weekend. Just incredible. Just hunted Magny down.
Yeah. Shout out to Magny. He's a former U.S. Army sergeant, so got to support him. Veterans Day was yesterday. Shout out to all my vets. Love all you guys. I'm gonna tell you guys. I know that Memorial Day is a very sad day for a lot of us. We've all lost so many. But on Veterans Day, I want some of you to remember that day's for you guys, for us. Don't be super down and depressed. There's a time for that. But I've seen a lot of guys yesterday that just weren't enjoying themselves. And Veterans Day is for them. Go out. Go to Applebee's. Get that free 6-ounce steak, Go get a free beer and be proud of your service. It's not Memorial Day. And granted, we have the other 364 days of the year to think about our battle buddies that didn't make it. But yeah, I was telling everybody yesterday, I'm sad today. Go out. Fuck, don't be sad and sit in your house depressed. Like, if I wasn't around, I certainly wouldn't be wanting all my battle buddies to be home depressed because I'm gone. I want you guys to go live. I can't hug my kids. I can't be with my family. I'm gone. I'm never coming back. But I want you guys to take, the life and live it to the fullest for me if I'm not here, So I don't know. So I had to throw that out there real quick.
How was Applebee's? Is that your go-to?
No, I didn't go.
Actually,
is
he
good. It's
invited
good
me
fun.
to Texas Roadhouse. I said, "Oh yeah, free food." He said, "Not for you, buddy."
Yeah, he goes, we'll get a free meal. I'm
I'll give you
like,
some bites of my steak.
Can I sip on your free soda?
yes. Yeah, the family doesn't get the meal, only the vet. So,
Well, here's some the health protocol. How Carlos Prates prepares for a
Are
fight.
you still smoking cigarettes?
Yeah.
How often?
Nah, bro. Maybe 8 per day, 10,
Really?
7. Yeah.
Do your coaches tell you maybe it's not good for you?
Yeah, I tried to stop one time. and then I was 1 week without smoke.
So if you fight on a Saturday, are you smoking on the Saturday too, the day of the fight?
Yeah, I smoke before come to Apex.
I have to say that there's something to that, right? Like whenever you hear about the oldest people in the world and you ask them their cigarette, they're like, oh, I drink all the time and I smoke cigarettes, and they're like 123 years old. Some people are just built different. And also, I think it keeps you edgy. The little nicotine in the brain, probably good for your brain,
Speaking of.
But maybe instead of cigarettes, maybe switch to a little Zyn pack or something, so you're not getting the smoke inhalation. But shoot, you can't. John Jones winning fights off bags of coke, So maybe this is just his ritual.
Yeah, I think the cigarettes would probably be
It's so true, though.
more deleterious to his health than the cocaine, at least performance-wise.
I don't know, man. When I was a private, I had he's now one of my best friends. Shout out to Josh Prescott. He's a 3-time Iraq deployment combat vet, and this guy, I've seen guys like him run 2 miles and beat every soldier in the company, and then smoke a Newport 100 at 6:30 in the morning, and then blaze all day, and then the next day murder us in PT. You know, so. I don't know, man. Shout out to the guys smoking some.
I remember
some cigarettes.
Sakuraba. He used to smoke.
I gotta say, and I wouldn't advise this, but sometimes my best times training is like after I go out for a night with the boys. I come in a little hungover from the night before, and I have insane jujitsu rolls. And people are like, "How are you doing this?" I'm like, "Brother, my secret is 11 beers last night."
You got carbs to get out.
Yeah, or something. Yeah. So to each their own.
Can we talk about the PGF world?
Yes.
I was with the
Thank you, sir.
one of the founders of Top Golf. Shout out to Eric. I got him Misha Tate as a guest and a few guests to come in, and we went over to see Flex Lewis. He was busy doing some stuff, but we saw Zoltan. I saw his Ferrari outside. I went up and put him in a really, really light rear naked choke because I didn't want to get beat up. Yeah. Oh, I saw.
Good. How to pick his legs up?
Over my head.
Amazing.
Yeah. So. If you hear that, Zoltan, just let everybody know I choked you out at the gym. Love you.
Yeah. Please back me up on this.
Please back me up. But, I know he had an event at a special location. They didn't do it outside the Apex. And I sent him a few texts. I was going to go, but, my wife's just been in and out with the pregnancy. So can you talk about it a little bit?
Yeah, so we did PGF World with Zoltan, obviously, B-Mac, all these guys. A bunch of, basically the idea of it is a jiu-jitsu tournament. Winners get $100,000. Amazing, and it's a private event, so no tickets sold, nothing like that. It's what is it called? A black tie event. So it's that. There's very nice white couches. It's almost like, it reminds me of if I was friends with a billionaire and they had people fight to the death, that's how it would be done.
Yeah, like the Jean-Claude Van Damme movies, right?
Very much so. So it was just like that. You pull up, you sit on the white couch, you get drinks, everybody's dressed very nice. Oh yeah, very good.
Was there betting on the side?
I'm sure that there was. I don't know if they actually worked with any betting company, but I'm sure that there were some bets on the fights, 100%. And I gotta say, a very fun event. I commentated it a bit, and I've been working with those guys for all year. And I gotta say, that event, tremendous. You get to see some really good jiu-jitsu. We had a partnership with UFC Fight Pass, and very cool. Everybody there is. You know what's insane to me in the jiu-jitsu world is that everybody, even though they're fighting to the death and people are getting literally limbs broken or choked unconscious or whatever it is, it's crazy to me that everybody is so polite. And that's always how it is, right? Whenever you have a bunch of guys that is really a group of killers, nicest people on earth. So I'm walking around, everybody's like, I'm talking to somebody. I'm like, wow, who is this guy? He's extremely nice. And then I look over and he's like choking some man unconscious. I'm like, what? Whoa.
You're one of those dudes.
Yeah.
You're one of the nicest guys I know. And take my ego out of it in a gunfight, you're in trouble. But you could probably hold me down and fishhook me and poke me in the eye and choke me out and when I wake up, choke me out again and smack me and
give you a little kiss on the forehead.
While you're recording it, talking shit, and I wouldn't be able to do a thing. And you're the nicest guy I know.
It's so true, and vice versa, right? You're an extremely nice guy, and I think that you're a capable man, So it's like whenever you have people who aren't putting on this bravado or puffing up, typically, you don't need that when you have training and all that. So all those guys, nicest guys. The event was amazing. PGF World. It was season 6, I believe. Sorry, I slept for like 3 hours. I don't remember. But PGF World, amazing jiu-jitsu. Winners got $100K. Congrats to those guys. And yeah, it was a really fun time.
Last question on PGF. Is the man himself going to compete at the next one?
I actually can't say this. But yes, I will be competing on one of the PGFs for sure. They do some celebrity matches. We're gonna work that in. You know, I was actually trying to figure it out for this one, but it couldn't be done. But I will be competing on a massive platform on the 18th.
How do they find you're all
18th
black
of this month?
Yes.
Oh.
How do they find who you're gonna? There's levels to black belts, right?
Right.
Like, do they? Is there matchmaking? They're saying like this guy's won this amount, this guy.
Yeah, so there's matchmaking. This one was more of a randomizer because you pick teams and then people go against each other, right?
Oh, cool.
But all the guys who are picked are relatively. Some of them, 80% are black belts, but then some of the other guys are like, you know, a high level purple
brown.
belt that competes all the time, or a brown belt that's an MMA fighter. So there is like some difference in skill, but then you just get different skill attributes to different people, because the MMA fighter probably going to be maybe not as skillful, but a little bit more aggressive or athletic, and then you match out with like a high level black belt, it kind of evens out the field.
That's cool. Yeah, shout out to PGF World. Shout out to Zoltan. You're the man. This one of the smartest people I've ever met in my life. He's like a chemist, scientist,
And
like
a great guy.
savant.
Like, one of the best guys. I've known him for 15 years or something.
The pineapple.
Yeah, the pineapple guy. Yeah.
All right, let's move forward.
All right. I just, this is Israel Adesanya. I didn't know he had these skills. Check this out.
Izzy performs at a dance competition.
Happy punch.
Happy punch.
Well, he's done this walking it out into the octagon, you know? Even if he was horrible, everyone would still cheer.
Oh, of course.
'Cause he's a savage.
Now, seeing this, I'm surprised he lost the dance-off with Yoel Romero.
Oh, yeah.
Face-offs. Remember
Oh,
that?
the
When
backflip.
Yoel did
Yeah.
the backflip?
Yoel Romero has massive aura about him.
Oh, wow.
But yeah, no, you know what? I could have imagined that Izzy would be good at dancing, bro. Let's all be honest here. He fights, he moves very well. It's almost like when you get a jiu-jitsu guy, or vice versa, when you get a break dancer that starts jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
It's like the same movements. You just gotta learn how to do it without the partner. You know,
Capoeira.
all he's really doing is fighting in there, but by himself.
Well, he did that. He did the choreographed entrance into the octagon in like 2016 or something.
And that was great. That's probably one of the best walkouts ever.
Oh, besides Connor in the smoke, I'll give that.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You don't know who did the best walkouts? Genki Sudo. Do you remember at the K1? Back about 15 years ago, he was doing a lot of K1 stuff in Japan. Look up Genki Sudo walkouts. It's
You know
the
whose
best.
walkouts are also great to me? I don't know how you feel about this, or you, but Chrome Gracie, when he does the purge alarm and sprints to the octagon, it was like so sick. And granted, he lost his last one, but the ones before that where he's like, who is this jiu-jitsu protege, whatever, coming out, then you hear the alarm, then he runs out and chokes somebody out. It's like, oh, that's so sick.
That's pretty good. I love a good walkout. This was funny. Just watching. Apparently, the hair was getting in the way of the boxing match, and they give him a haircut in between rounds.
That's fantastic. You know what I was thinking? So I used to have like a man bun, you know, because I had grown out my hair a little bit for my first fight, and I dyed it like purple and like universe colors, right? And then I grew it out a little bit more for the next fight, and then for my third fight, it was like down to my shoulders or something. And I thought it would be funny. And if anybody takes this gimmick, just credit me because my hair's short now. But I thought it would be funny if I'd walk out with the man bun, and then between rounds 1 and 2, cut it off to a normal cut. and like bring my barber or something and have him do that, and then between rounds 2 and 3, like shave it, like get a fade or something. I was like, that'd be so funny if each round I look like a different guy. That'd be hilarious. Maybe trim the beard, like, you know.
Well, he beat you to it.
He beat
now.
me to it, bro.
That just made me think. If you need a cut before you fly out tonight, let me know.
Oh, that would be amazing. I was just gonna find some random guy in Dallas, but I like you more, so this is good.
If you have time.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Don't you think though that in preparation for the fight that they would have realized that this is an issue?
Did he have it braided up and then it came undone though? Maybe
he had it. Yeah, it was braided, but maybe it came undone. But it. Hey, let's go back.
Yeah, they should have known.
It was so. It looked
Oh, it
like
looks like it's
looked
braided.
like a ponytail.
half braided. Oh, okay.
It was
So I would have thought that they would have like figured this out in training.
I think the
like-
braids came out. It looks like it's half braided. Yeah,
Oh,
nobody's
you
gonna.
think-
He's not gonna half braid it.
Okay, maybe it just came undone then.
But that's fun. It makes for a viral moment. I don't even know who this man is, but now I do.
Speaking of long hair, at the next Celebrity Poker, where Jorge Masvidal is going to be
Oh
playing.
yeah.
So we'll get to.
That's awesome.
get to
Yeah,
see
I'll be
him.
playing in that.
Oh yeah, you're gonna play.
Yeah. I just
Awesome.
talked with Jorge, and he told me about that. I was like, oh, me too. So now I downloaded a poker app on my phone, so I learn how to play poker, and it'll be all be good.
The whole plane ride
I
there. You
got
can.
6 days to figure it out.
Oh, going back to our man, Dana White, who was with Trump on the election night.
Room, then we walk out and we watch the fights. It's 6 hours. So I'll ask him, you want a water? No. And then somebody will bring him over a Coke, and he'll drink Coke. I've never seen him drink water, ever. I'm not saying he doesn't drink water. I'm just saying I've never seen it. And we're friends, and I've been around him a long time and a lot. Never seen a water. It works for him.
No, okay,
Look
so
at
that's okay, but
the energy level, he's unstoppable. It
but-
works for him.
okay, but-
Big Macs, Milky Ways, and Cokes.
everything you thought you knew about the human body, not judging, I like it all too. Fantastic. There he is. So
I told him, listen, you got to do this.
This wasn't this when he brought the football team to the White House and he just fed
that, yeah.
everybody
McDonald's.
I think that's a different picture. This one was actually just for himself.
I'm pretty sure.
He's like, I don't like too thin. I want some sides. He always tells me. He's a different animal. Because I was doing the same thing minus the Coca-Cola, and I had 1 foot in the grave. So and I'm 55, okay, not 78. He's a different animal. He is an absolute beast. This guy doesn't sleep. He works hard. He flies everywhere. He's a savage. He's an absolute animal. He's a hard worker. He's absolute.
I love Tucker's laugh.
It's a good laugh, honestly. I gotta say, Trump just runs off of what? Coke and the American spirit.
That's it.
That's wild.
And knowing he's got billions in the bank, that's got to help you a little.
Probably. And Coca-Cola is like 99% water, though, if we're all being honest.
Yeah, there's no sugar in it.
Yeah, I mean, well, the 1% sugar.
Yeah, my brother doesn't like drinking water. He's just a rock star.
That's all I do. Is
You know what?
drink
I gotta
water.
say, my mom and my grandma never seen them drink water in their life.
Really?
They're big, like, black cherry cola fans or, like, sweet tea. That's it. I've never seen them drink water.
Like my wife, I almost have to force her to drink water. She doesn't like the taste of it. It's like,
My
how
wife,
can
too.
you like not the taste of
it's
water?
not about the taste. It's about the performance.
And my wife's 4.5 months pregnant, and she still doesn't like water. I'm
she
like,
doesn't like water.
Our daughter's thirsty. Fucking, let's hydrate.
Yes.
I'm like a water nut. Yeah, I was in the military, and I had a lot of soldiers, and we're training. So forced hydration. If you don't know what that is, forced hydration, you make them hold their canteen over their head when they're done, so you know that it's empty. And a lot of guys, they're pouring water on their
Dude,
head.
I have a gallon of water by my bed, and I'll just drink a big before I go to bed. I don't care if I
gotta
have to get
start
up and pee.
drinking out
Whatever.
of glass. I tried to when Misha came here. Shout out to Misha. She said the reason I'm only having girls is because I drink water out of plastic bottles.
Microplastics.
Yeah, so-
Yep.
It's true.
Told you.
Microplastics.
It'll get you.
yeah, 3 girls in a
I
row.
was making the case, and that is like, that can't be good. The plastic bottles and in trucks and heat. And then finally it came out.
It's just my karma. Jesus himself is like, we're going to give you a bunch of girls. All right, so should we talk before we get out of here about the John Jones Stipe Miocic at the iconic Madison Square Garden facing off this coming weekend? I am. They both. Have you guys watched Embedded at all?
I watched like one episode. I need to catch up on it. I'll probably watch it all on the
Plane. Yeah, Stipe. if you look at his run, besides DC, I mean, he basically. This is how I look at the fight. They're both D1 wrestlers, right? I think John Jones is D1. Yeah, he got recruited all over the place.
Something like that.
Yeah, so high-level wrestlers. Both normally in the 205 weight division, which obviously John Jones won all those titles. He's normally the bigger guy. He's not going to be the bigger guy. So I think Stipe has the better boxing. I think they're pretty even on the grappling. I think jiu-jitsu, I'll give it to Jones. And just being more free in the cage and the flying knees and the elbows and being a little more quirky and doing things outside the box, obviously John Jones. But a lot of people are, obviously giving John Jones a heavy favorite. But if I had to throw a couple bucks on this, I think
he's minus 500 or 700 right now.
Yeah, I don't.
Stipe is so weird to me because I feel like he looks like a fighter, and obviously he's great. I'm not discrediting that, but he looks like a fighter who could have also just not won any.
Yeah.
Like, it's so weird. He's like a jack of all trades guy where it's like, I'm not even entirely sure what he's like. What is his skill set that's beating like people? I can't really place a finger on it. Because like if you watch like Damian Maia, you know that he's excellent jiu-jitsu. If you watch Izzy, you know this guy's the best striker on the planet. You watch him and it's like, oh, he's good at everything. Kind of.
Power.
Then he just beats everybody.
Knocks everybody out. Yeah,
but I do think that John Jones is going to win, obviously.
Yeah, but
in my opinion.
We haven't seen John Jones go up against someone his size.
Isn't Cyril Gane bigger than him?
Oh, yeah.
But Cyril Gane had no wrestling. I think they're going to have to stand and trade. And I'm not saying John Jones obviously has a chin. DC hits hard, but I don't think Jones' jaw has been tested at the level it can be with a former Golden Glove boxer who can keep it on the feet. And that's where I'm a little interested to see how but the distance management and the fight IQ of John Jones. We got the greatest fighter of all time stepping in against the greatest heavyweight of all time. And I honestly don't really know. What I am excited about, John Jones said he will relinquish his heavyweight title and he wants to fight against Alex Pereira, maybe at a catchweight for the BMF belt.
Oh, you're skipping ahead.
Yes.
You're skipping ahead.
But I'm excited
about that too. Let's see what Stipe has to say, or John Jones has to say. And I agree with you though.
I'm stoked for that.
See, the disrespect, you calling me a bitch, Stipe. The disrespect didn't have to happen. You're gonna wish you didn't say that.
He did apologize today.
John Jones is another one of those.
Who apologized?
Stipe said, I'm sorry for calling you a bitch.
Oh, that's nice.
On him
You
bit.
can't do that before a lead up to a fight. That's
He's already
That's a
lost
bad
the mental
move.
battle. This bad
Yeah,
move. You gotta
do you
double
agree?
down. Double down on it.
you
You've lost the mental battle.
That's like
John Jones is also a Mike Tyson-esque type guy where, like, I just believe the things that he says. He's kind of a sociopath, right? So, like, I'm kind of like, he's saying that
they're
you're going to wish you
fight
didn't say
anyway.
that?
Yeah.
John Jones is a scary individual.
The best thing I've ever seen is someone said, hey, John Jones, are you a good guy trying to be a bad guy or a bad guy trying to be a good guy? And he said, I'm a bad guy trying to be a good guy.
I love that. I love that he finally, after I was just talking to my girl about this, like we were watching the countdown or whatever, and she's like, can you give me some backstory on this John Jones guy? Like, why is everybody excited about it? And I was telling her about it, and I explained to her that, like, for a long time, he was pretending to be the good guy, and finally, just recently, he's finally been like, nah, I am a bad guy. I'm like, ooh, he's really stepping into his heel era. You know, this is good, and it could only make him more powerful.
I wish he would have said, I'm a bad guy, not trying.
Yeah. It's like
just own it.
Just own it. It's like the Star Wars thing where it's like, yeah, embracing the dark side will make you more powerful.
Yeah.
And now, he's gonna gain some serious powers that he didn't have before, I think.
And some of the embedded though, and some of the interviews I've been watching the last couple days, it does seem a little fake. He's trying a little too hard to sound professional and nice, and I just want to be. I'm like, just beat the fucking interviewer up. Just fucking break everything.
Do what you want to do.
Yeah, I know you don't want to sit here and talk about Jesus and be professional. Like, just fucking bite everyone. You know, like that's what we
how
want.
He kind of is a little bit in the Kevin Aioli interview.
He gets a little bit. Whenever I see the dark side of John Jones, it actually, I am a big guy who was like, for a long time, like, this is like a fake nice guy. I'm not really liking the act. Like, I love him as a fighter, but the act of like, oh, I'm so holier than thou is just not it's not really who he is. It's so obvious, you know. And that's okay. We need some, you know, some villainous characters in MMA. John Jones, you're not even trying and you're villainous. If you just let that out, you'll do great. I think you'd be an even bigger star. Like if he came in there, he's like, no, I'm gonna kill this man. And then he does. It's even cooler.
He needs to go
metaphorically, of course.
If John Jones would go full heel, Chael Sonnen. He's the biggest, greatest, most viewed fighter on earth.
For sure.
Yeah, I want to see him. Yeah,
I'm still disappointed. Miocic really apologized?
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
I don't know who has the interim title.
More than likely not. Tom Aspinall is, I don't want to say nobody, but he just hasn't proven anything. He hasn't done anything. I'm not here to someone else making a name off of me. I'm here to compete against the guys where when we look back, 10 years from now, it'd be like John Jones fought this guy and that guy and this legend and this champion and this champion. If there were to be a fight of a guy that's still on our UFC roster that would be not only financially worth it, but legacy worth it, it would be Alex Pereira. We're both 37 years old. Right now, I weigh about 235. I think Pereira walks around at 240. I think that fight would go much farther on my legacy than a young man who's cool today and maybe gone tomorrow. I've just been here too long to get all excited about someone who's hot today. I'm here for legacy.
Do you buy that?
I do.
You buy that explanation? No?
I do buy it to some degree because I agree with him that Aspinall is a relatively recent phenomenon, right? And I do think John Jones also being 37 years of age, but he is in the bigger weight class. He could fight for another 8 years, right? But I think that right now, my opinion is that he should fight Stipe, fight Alex, and then Aspinall is what I think. And then, maybe if it ever occurred, the Francis fight would be cool, but obviously we don't know if that will ever materialize.
Well, what does Aspinall have to do to prove his worthiness?
Well, to a guy like this, we're talking someone who has, 15 world championships?
How do you... Stipe's past his prime, right?
Yeah, but he's still... age-wise closer, and he's got the
record.
Yes,
but he's past his prime.
And John Jones is just saying, obviously Tom Aspinall is someone that I've looked at, but what does he have? The interim belt right now, and he hasn't had no real heavyweight championship.
Guys, let's not pretend that this isn't prize fighting. Alex is the bigger money fight, 100%. So that's a huge factor. If Alex Pereira was not around, John Jones would be saying, yeah, I'll fight Tom Aspinall next. That would make sense. But it doesn't because the bigger fight, the money fight is all Alex.
I don't have a problem with the Alex thing, but the explanation on Aspinall, with that explanation, he would rather fight Randy Couture, who's been retired for 10, 15 years because he has a record, but past his prime. But he's got a record
he's not
and
he's
a legend.
But we're talking about active fighters. Stipe's still active.
I know, but what does Aspinall have to do to prove that? I mean,
I think Aspinall's proven it. It's just that there's a bigger, delicious goat in the way that he can eat up, being the vicious predator that he is. You know what I mean? I don't know. Yeah. Being the lion that John Jones is, he sees a bigger, more tasty food in front of him. So he's going to go for the Alex thing. If Alex wasn't there, I think he'd be talking about Aspinall, though.
100%. He would have no choice.
He would have no choice. Right now, the choice is, a guy, because Alex is more well known by a country mile, for sure, especially on the internet age. For sure, Alex is just a way bigger name.
Who would Aspinall have to fight if he does an Alex fight? Mm-hmm. So Aspinall has to fight again. Who would you think he need to fight to prove himself to be to the next level, to have the next fight with him?
I honestly think that Aspinall could literally sit out and then still get the John Jones fight after the Alex fight if he wanted to. But if he has to fight somebody, I think that he should fight.
Who's he gonna fight?
Who do you think he should fight?
Randy Couture.
Big country Roy Nelson. He's coming back. I honestly don't know who.
I'll text Randy and send him a video.
Let's set this.
Hey, so Randy, we're here at the MMA Weekly podcast talking about who John Jones needs to fight, or
Aspinall.
Who Aspinall would need to fight
to be worthy to fight John Jones.
To be worthy. So
and I say, He fights you.
So you're
come back.
You're gonna have to come out of retirement, big bro, and fight John Jones and Tom Aspinall in the same week. All right,
back to back,
tournament style.
Tournament style, one night, like back in the day.
I'm gonna send that.
Honestly, I put money on Randy for that one. If you get the back in the day, like it's tournament style, 3 men in one night. These fighters, they are not built for that. It's a Randy Couture thing.
I'm sending that to him right now.
Yeah, who do you think?
Guess
who
you're
do you think
coming
would be
out
a good
of
fight
retirement
for Aspinall?
Oh, he's gonna fucking laugh. Yeah, sent to Randy Couture. I everything that PJ said, I agree with. He's got the interim belt.
You don't think he needs to?
Who's he gonna come back and fight? There's nobody that he's gonna look at as saying, "Oh, now you're worthy." It's just there's not a big melting pot of fighters in the heavyweight division. There never has been. I think that Aspinall waits because that's kind of what I think he's gonna relinquish his belt, fight Pereira, and then Aspinall fight someone and become the undisputed. That's what I think will happen.
I think he should retire regardless because it'll make for good news. We'll get lots of clicks.
Yeah.
And then he comes back again, more good news.
Well, I didn't
and it
ask
makes
you
more exciting.
How do you see the fight going this weekend with John Jones and Stipe?
I think that John Jones does whatever he wants. I think Stipe is great, but I think John Jones is just a different level of he's barely human.
At minus 700 or whatever it is, don't you think it's worth throw $100 on Stipe? Or
No.
you think it's
No.
that's just
Do you want to lose $100?
Yeah.
I don't know, bro. No, honestly, for that price, I could see myself putting like $100 on Stipe because there is the off chance that he does. I just don't think that Stipe. I just don't think that there's a comparison between Jones and Stipe. And I think Stipe is great. I've always been a fan of Stipe, but John Jones is supernatural in his abilities.
Yeah. Speaking of supernatural, the co-main event is going to be a rematch between Charles DuBronx Oliveira and Michael Chandler. Michael Chandler is looking incredible.
He looks insane.
He's
right
my
now.
age. He's 38. He makes me feel
great.
fat and just.
He should.
Yeah.
He makes me feel fat. Do you feel fat?
I feel fat just
Yeah.
talking
He
about
is.
it.
Oh, God.
I've never seen him in shape. I think that's going to be a good fight. I don't know.
Ring rust?
No. Chandler just comes out and brawls. But he said he's going to be more cool, calm, and collective. I think he knows. I think Michael Chandler at this point in his career knows, like, I have the name, I have the bravado, I have the style that the fans love. And if I do at 38 want to fight for the undisputed world title, I need to be a little more cool, calm, and collected. Go in there and, fight the way that I fight, but maybe not throw haymakers and cost it to the win and try to actually win the fight instead of give just the fans he's all about the fans having a really good show, which is great. Thank you. We love you. But if he goes in calm, cool, collected, I don't know. He might get choked out. If we're talking about DuBronx Oliveira, he might need to go in. And so I don't know how this fight's going to go. It was close last time. Oliveira almost got knocked out and then survived and then knocked out Chandler. What do you think? Jiu-jitsu guy versus a fighter guy?
Man, Chandler looks so good. He looks insane. But obviously Charles, that one for me is a toss-up. But the real question here is, did you guys see that Jake Paul kissed Mike Tyson in the face-off?
When was this? Today?
Go to Jake Paul's Instagram if you can. Are you able to?
I can't do it on the...
All right.
When did this happen?
This happened a few days ago. Oh. Did you not see this?
I did. Many kisses.
All right, here. I'm just going to show you.
I'm not into that shit.
I know.
Kissed him about 5 times.
He really did. Here, I'm gonna just show you. I don't know how you feel about this, but all
right. Tyson came in.
Right?
Tyson came in for the kiss. Is that AI?
Yeah, it's AI.
Okay.
Jake Paul.
You had me at first.
Jake Paul dropped that.
Oh my gosh. I'm going, Tyson went in for the...
He's like, wait a second.
What the fuck?
That's
Bro,
great.
Guess how many views that has? 100 million views.
Oh.
Jake Paul released it. It's
way.
AI. Jake Paul put it on his Instagram.
Wow.
That is so funny.
And in the interviewer, Cam asked, "How do you feel about that post?" And he said, "I didn't see it, but I have an effect on people." That was Tyson's answer.
Yeah. He was like, I have that effect on people. Oh, did you see Mike Tyson when people were asking why he's voting for Trump or whatever?
Oh yeah, he's like, so what? He's
yeah,
like, yeah,
did
yeah.
you
He
see
was.
that?
No.
This one's good.
What are you gonna do about it? Yeah, he got mad.
Bro, it was so funny.
I think he's at the Breakfast Club. I think getting interviewed.
I don't know what
Yeah, he was in New York.
it was, but somebody asked him. Here, I'll show you.
Yeah, I think it's the Breakfast Club.
Hold on, let's see. Is this it? Oh yeah. So a podcaster asked Mike Tyson why he would vote for Trump, and this was his response.
Watch what happens when someone tries to question Mike Tyson's support for Donald Trump.
I'm voting for Trump. So what somebody's gonna do about it? I mean, I'm gonna disagree with you. So what?
Does it make you feel weird that people...
So what?
Is that weird to you that people freak out about your opinion?
No, they believe I have a lot of followers, this and that, but this is my opinion. If I like Donald Trump,
He
and I
looks
wanna
lean
vote,
there.
I'm gonna do it. So what? What are you gonna do? Beat me up? No, I don't think.
That's so funny.
You get all worried.
What do you do? Beat me up?
I don't think so.
Yeah, that's so funny.
I love it.
It's like hanging out with a
Oh,
lion.
bro, this is the best sport of all time. This is great. This is like 3rd grade on the monkey bars or in a pool on
I
the
didn't
diving
even think
board.
of that. That's a great.
This
analogy.
is great. I love this. I did this with all my friends growing up. I always won. Put me in this.
Yeah, move over slap fighting. What would you call this? Monkey bar? I think monkey bar.
Monkey
is
kick.
a good name.
Monkey bar
kick?
kicking. I don't know.
Monkey kick.
Yeah.
Oh my
MBK.
gosh.
Monkey bar
This
kicking.
is the best. They raise the bar. They're raising them up. I don't know how high.
Bro, this is the best sport I've ever seen in my life. Oh, a little grappling with the feet. Look at the way he's standing on him.
Oh, one guy looks like he has a missing tooth. Oh!
Bro, I love the
He's missing teeth. Oh!
Oh my goodness. I love the grappling aspect that's happening
Jesus
there. There's a lot of
Christ.
strategy involved with that.
Yeah.
Little grappling, mess with the head, you know.
That's what my daughter does when I try to change her
pretty
diaper.
cool.
She just kicks us.
Let's put everybody in a box with some glass and just shake it up and see who gets cut up the most. That's what that is.
Like, essentially, I think that's more akin to power slap. But this was great. You could see the different strategies. I like the one guy who was literally using the other man as a surfboard and standing on him is crazy.
Oh my god.
He's on top.
I mean the heel. They're using the heel right to the, and you can't like block it. You're holding yourself up. There is no blocking anything. Taking heels to the face.
I want to do power slap. You could be my manager.
Okay,
we
all
should
right.
hit him up.
I thought you were going to say I could be your opponent. I was like,
Would
no.
you do this?
No,
No, I don't want
Or
to.
power slap.
No, this, 100%.
I would do that over power slap.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not gonna see the kid. Standing there waiting. My anxiety,
I love
I'd
this.
pass out before I got up there.
Yeah, right.
We need to show this to Dana so he starts monkey
We got to
bar.
invest in this.
I
Call
would
me,
get
guys.
into
I'm
it.
investing. This is fantastic.
I was gonna go to Red Rock last night. I saw Menery and them were over there live streaming, and Dana was out there.
Oh,
But
really?
I just don't. I don't want to be a groupie. You know, I don't want to just show up and
Brother, how
you
do
know
you
what I'm
think I got
saying.
here?
Yeah.
You know how many groups I've groupied on?
Yeah.
40, 100.
But like, you know, shout out to Misha Tate. I spoke to her about playing golf with some veterans, so we're gonna do a little.
Oh, that's awesome.
Maybe do a podcast, and then we'll go. I'm going to talk to some of our friends, see if we can get a tea time, and just have a whole camera crew, take some veterans that are going through some shit, play some golf with some UFC champions, some fighters, and some soldiers. I think that'd be sick. So,
Does she play golf?
From our conversation, we both agree that we're both horrible. So I don't think so, but
I
it'll be
love to
fun.
hit the ball, but I can't play golf. But
like
I
it.
love going to the range.
You know what? I got to say this. I don't like baseball. I don't like golf. But I will go to like a batting cage, or I will go to like Top Golf.
Yes.
Maybe something gives me a good. Maybe as a male, I'm like, I'm gonna hit this thing really far. Check this out.
Watch
me throw this football clear over those mountains. I can. It's just something you feel good about it.
Yeah.
I just
love
left the
hitting
range
stuff.
to come here.
Oh,
For the
nice.
first time in 5 months.
Bougie.
Yeah, I feel
We should
good.
go
I
do
feel like
Top
a
golfers.
I feel like a
Those
real
things,
man.
Those are pretty fun.
Good. Feel like a real man. I hit that ball so far.
I get looked at.
Why are we intrigued by this stupid stuff? We're all animals, bro.
Yeah, that's literally.
It's
we're
like monkey bar. The new,
Yeah, yeah.
the new greatest sport.
Fun.
I wonder how many views that got. Had to be a
Dude,
ton.
I'll be doing something. My girl will look at me and be like, "Yeah, You think that's cool? And I'm like, I don't know. So I have like wooden katanas. I'm like in my living room. I'm like, yeah, I'm samurai.
I have an actual samurai sword in my living room.
Look at me, really? Oh yeah, I have a bunch of samurai swords. Look. Why do we have like? I don't know, bro. If we really think about it.
Oh yes.
Yes.
Oh yes.
Yes. This is good. Keep it on until we finish the podcast.
Yeah.
My head's too fucking big.
No, it looks good actually.
Hey, you look like a Spartan.
Spartans.
Yeah, look towards the camera.
What is your profession?
I was part of our battalion was called the Spartans in Iraq. I have a coin
really?
that has a Spartan head on it. Yeah, my head's too big for this.
No, it's good. You should do the outro with that on.
Looks good on you.
I will.
You know what I will actually.
All right, guys, thank you for watching another episode of MMA Weekly. We talked about everything under the sun. So we love you guys. Thank you. We're out.
Thank you for being here. See you next time. Subscribe, like, and subscribe. Follow me on social media at MMA Weekly and at FazeDirt.
I'll send my Venmo.
Yeah, cash at me.
Got another episode of MMA Weekly done. Let's go.